When it came to expanding the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Marvel Studios' first attempt at animation with What If, we've all questioned why exactly they're doing the stories they're doing and what was the purpose behind them. Now we sort of get an idea, and also the amount of freedom they had, which I honestly am going to question because it feels like a lie. So recently, speaking with Comic Book, we had the head writer of Marvel Studios' What If, A.C. Bradley, and the executive producer, Brian Winderbaum, talk a little bit about the idea of approaching the MCU with total creative freedom and complete freedom, as they put it, to tell whatever story they wanted based on the 10 films that they chose for the first season. Now obviously that got scaled back to 9 because of production issues, but they specifically say that they wanted to tell different, wildly different sometimes, takes on the MCU established canon, and that they were allowed this freedom that they never thought they would be allowed. And I understand what they're saying, but I'm gonna question this and say that this seems like it's sort of a lie. Because if this was true, don't you think that somebody would have been like, hey, you know that Captain Carter episode? What if when she rescues the Howling Commandos because events played out different, what if Logan was in there as well and then she teams up with Logan? Do you think they would have said no? Of course they would have, right? I honestly think that this is one of those PR spins where, yes, you had creative freedom, but don't you dare touch something we haven't touched in live action, because then you probably would have seen it. And this sort of seems like a thing that keeps happening in What If. And I know I'm not the only one that feels it, where there's a couple cool things here or there, but largely it is just a remix with the same elements that we've already seen, like 95% of it. And it doesn't feel that unsafe or that insane because, again, it's just sticking very much to what we've seen. Like, they're not going out of their way and being like, oh yeah, you thought Howard the Duck showing up was cool? Well, check this out. T'Challa as Star-Lord teams up with the Guardians 3000 and the original Yondu. Like, there's nothing wild like that. It does, again, feel very creative freedom, but artificial freedom. I don't know if I'm explaining that enough, or if I'm doing a good way of explaining it. Like, it feels like, yes, they had freedom, but the freedom wasn't, oh, go all out and do something that you don't expect or something insane that nobody's expecting. Like, why couldn't we, if they had creative freedom, get an episode where it's more, street level based, and then, oh, look at that. Was that Frank Castle? Yeah, it is. Where was it? It's not there because they were probably told no. So, you guys, I think, get what I'm saying, right? Sure, you had creative freedom to slightly bend what already happened without going too free. So,